Hello everyone, it's me, it's Tokyo Joe. That's right. And friends, this is a very serious topic. Tokyo Joe's gonna be using some fruity language, so here's a warning for all of yous out there who are sensitive. Hey, you know what this is about. You clicked on the link. It's about Mr. Psy from Gangnam Style. You know the guy. And I call this Gangnam Style Psy's apology is not enough. That's right. Gangnam Style Psy's apology ain't enough. And you can read this article on the website in Tokyo Town in the off-topic section because frankly it has nothing to do with Tokyo, but hey, a lot of people here in Tokyo Town are dancing to the Gangnam Style. Well, not for much longer, friends, because Mr. Psy has shown his true colors. Now, I'm going to quote now from the Associated Press, and I've written an article about this. Quote, Park Jae-sang, who performs as Psy, issued a statement Friday after reports surfaced that he had participated in concerts protesting the U.S. military presence in South Korea during the early stages of the Iraq War. By the way, before I go on any further, I want to get something out there in the open. I got a lot of love for my brothers and sisters in Korea, okay? I got nothing against Koreans. I love Korean people. I love their energy. I love their vitality. I love everything about them. And I especially love me some nice, fine, sable Korean girls, ladies. You know what I mean, right? Well, I just want to get that out there because I'm not the Tokyo Joe. But, you know, don't assume that I'm somehow caught up in this whole ethnic battle that's going on between Japan and Korea, because I ain't. Alright? Continuing to quote from the AP article, friends. Quote, at a 2004 concert, the Gangnam Style rapper, that's Psy, performs a song with lyrics about killing Yankees who have been torturing Iraqi captives and their families. So, in other words, killing the families of the Yankees. Quote, slowly and painfully. In another protest, he smashed a model of a U.S. tank on stage. He actually said something worse than that. He actually said, fucking Yankees. Alright? Now, quote, this is what he said, okay? He has apologized. Well, he thinks he has, but he hasn't. This is what he said, quote, this is Mr. Psy, which, by the way, is short for Psycho. That's what he called himself. He called himself Psycho, short name Psy. While I'm grateful for the freedom to express oneself, I've learned there are limits to what language is appropriate, and I'm deeply sorry for how these lyrics could be interpreted. He wrote in the statement, quote, I will forever be sorry for any pain I have caused by those words. And just listen to this again. This is worth repeating. While I'm grateful for the freedom to express myself, I've learned there are limits to what language is appropriate. Well, that's not a retraction. And I'm deeply sorry for how these lyrics could be interpreted. So hang on a second. It's not the fact you wrote them, it's how we interpret it. That's the problem. So wait a second. We're lying. We're the ones who are at both here, Mr. Psy, not you. You're sorry for how the lyrics could be interpreted. I think it's pretty clear how they can be interpreted, especially when you say, as you did in 2004, that the families, the mothers and the sisters and all that stuff should be killed slowly and painfully. Okay? Well, continuing from his apology, so-called apology, I will forever be sorry for any pain I have caused by those words. Wait, so the pain's our pain. And the pain was caused. Not caused by you, but just caused. I have caused. Yeah, you did cause it. Right, good. Well, let me tell you something. When he says stuff like, kill their daughters, mothers, daughters-in-law, and fathers, kill them all slowly and painfully, which is what he rapped. This is too much. I'm starting to get a headache. I'm starting to get into a rage now. Okay, this anti-American piece of shit said, he doesn't even realize that this is what he said, right? Kill their daughters, mothers, daughters-in-law, and fathers, kill them all slowly and painfully. He doesn't even realize the only reason he was able to put on his little socks and his little shorts and have any fucking freedom at all was the fact that good old MacArthur with his corncob pipe all his way up through Incheon, right into Gangnam itself, and ensured the continued freedom of his country for 60 years. Get that into your head, Mr. Psy. Why? So you can make your shitty little tune, which, by the way, Mr. Psy, makes MC fucking Hammer sound like Mozart. That's how bad your so-called song is. Alright? Let's just see what else Mr. Psy had to say. Quote, the song I featured on in question from 8 years ago was part of a deeply emotional reaction to the war in Iraq and the killing of 2 Korean schoolgirls that was part of the overall anti-war sentiment shared by others around the world at that time. Oh, wait a second. You're saying that it's the anti-sentiment, it's the anti-war sentiment shared by others around the world that's to blame for this? No, Mr. Psy, you're the one who did it. You're the one who made money from it. You're the one who got fame from it, which fame you probably used to, propel yourself up here to where you are now in 2004. Don't go blaming other people's sentiments. Nobody likes war, my friend. None of those men who are sitting right now at the DMZ want war to happen. Right? But because of attitudes like yours, extreme attitudes, people make decisions, wars are started, and guess who's going to come and save your little britches? That's right, I'll tell you, friend. Not you, but the sons of those mothers and fathers, and the fathers of those daughters, etc., that you say should be killed slowly and painfully. They're ready to save your skin. Because let me guess, who else is going to do it? You, Mr. Psy? Are you going to do it? I don't think so. So wait a second. I'm reading your so-called apology here. It's not about the girls in the tank? What? Which is it, friends? Which is it? You're being all convenient again? You're wanting to pull out heartstrings? Friend, it's too late for that. First you pollute our airwaves with your cacophony, your so-called music. The kind of music that would want to make a dog cover its ears up and take a shit. Then you try to fool us with your empty apology. Which is it, friend? Was it the tank accident or Iraq? What has it got to do with what you said about killing mothers and fathers and daughters and everyone else? Which is it, friend? Make a decision. This anti-American piece of shit, he doesn't realize what's going on in the world around him. The country from which he has derived all of his early success, money, recognition, he doesn't like it. Well, you tell him he doesn't like the freedom. You tell him that Tokyo Joe wants to have a word with this Mr. Psy. I'll fight him on these principles. I'll tell you, by rights, you and I got every right to fight this man on what he said 8 years ago. I'll fight. There ain't enough blood in Tokyo Joe to finish the fight. But if he wants to start it, I'll finish it. And I got nothing against our Korean brothers. Many would be ashamed of his song. But he's making money, right? And he's rapping these raps as a convenience to make money, to become somebody. Otherwise, he'd just be an insignificant duck sport. No one would even know who he was, friends. He's had his 15 minutes, and now, Mr. Psy, it's time you gave all the money back. You paid us for every single soldier, tank, plane, ship that has protected your country, kept your kimchi's warm for the last 60 years, protected your fine, sable women folk over there in Korea, and put the money towards the lame, the injured, the heartbroken soldiers who have protected your kimchi's for the last 60 years. And it's not just us, friends. Our brothers all around the world came to the aid of Korea. But what he said was that U.S. servicemen's families should be killed slowly and painfully. And that's wrong, friend. Show some respect here, Mr. Psy. I'll fight. Your apology is not enough. This man should be booed off every stage in the free world for the rest of his life. No exceptions. No exceptions. You should be booed off every single stage you show up at, friend. And I'm not just talking about because of your so-called music either. I'm talking about because of this. Okay? Well, I'll tell you something, friends. I'll tell you something. We should give this man no quarter, no recognition, no nothing. He is a shame to the Korean people, our friends, and a shame to humanity itself, friends. He did wrong and he profited from it. He loved his little, limelight that he got when he did this little rap. He didn't think about it twice. He loved it. Does he really believe that the soldiers concerned ran over the girls intentionally? Does he really believe that the business of war is easy and he could do it? Well, if he does, he can take his chances in the North. Let him go to the North. Let him see how long it takes for him to survive. He'll be breaking rocks in no time, wishing that someone would give him a revolver and a bullet so he could blow his own brains out. Okay, because things up there in those labor camps, well, friend, they ain't exactly like what they are in Gangnam now, are they? And there's only one reason, my friend, Mr. Psy, why things in Gangnam are like what they are. And that, my friends, is because of good old corncob MacArthur himself, who got shit done. Why? 'Cause you couldn't do it. You were too busy rapping and dressing up in your fancy breeches and eating your kimchis. I'm sure he'd love it up there in the North. Because, friends, to my mind, he is not welcome anywhere else where freedom-loving people like to live in freedom. Any artist that associates with this piece of shit, disown them. Boycott their songs, boycott their concerts, and boycott their work. That's any artist who associates with this piece of shit Psy. Write to him, tell him to stop associating with him, and tell him you'll start listening to their stuff again and going to their concerts and buying their gizmos. Any studio that associates with this piece of shit, do the same. Boycott them. Boycott all their artists. Don't listen to them. It is your patriotic duty, friends. Your granddaddy stopped what he was doing right after the bloodbath of World War II, crossed the cold seas, and put blood, steel, and fortitude, their own life energy, sometimes they gave their lives, to help this man's forebears. And this is how we are thanked by him. He does not respect his forebears, and he does not respect yours, nor the sacrifices that they made for he and his kin, keeping the peace there in the Korean Peninsula, preventing the ghoulish North from doing their thing, having their way with his ma and everyone else. No, it was your granddaddy and my daddy that did that, right? And their friends. You know, Mr. Psy, you said kill their daughters, mothers, daughters-in-law, and fathers. Kill them all slowly and painfully. That is inexcusable. Call them for the death of the innocent, especially by a slouchy, fat, overweight, good-for-nothing musician like you. It is very difficult to forgive and forget, friend. And what? Now you're all sorry. It took you 8 fucking years and change and an invitation by the president to the White House for you to apologize. We don't accept your apology, friend. It ain't worth a duck's fart. I'll fight. You could personally thank each and every one of the 30,000 men and women protecting the border of your gimcrack country at the DMZ now. And the many past veterans too. And the people who ain't necessarily in your country, but they're off the peninsula. Right here in Japan and elsewhere, working behind the scenes, supplying the men and women, working in intelligence, doing dangerous jobs to protect your country and keep your kimchis warm. However, friend, I doubt that any of them would give an insignificant duck's fart of an individual who shows less talent than that of an average grade school glee club the time of day. They wouldn't want to look you in the eye. They wouldn't want to shake your hand when you're calling for the deaths of their loved ones. Quote, kill them all slowly and painfully. I don't think they'd want anything to do with you, friend. However, friend, I've learned there are limits to what language is appropriate, so you say. And I'm deeply sorry for how these lyrics could be interpreted, so you say. I will forever be sorry for any pain I have caused by those words, so you say. You ain't even sorry for what you said. You don't retract it. You don't resign from it. You are simply saying that you regret the way it was expressed. That's what you said. You are saying that we misinterpreted it, right? You're sorry for the pain that you say we caused ourselves for misinterpreting it. What? We didn't? So wait, we're lying. I'm reading your words, Mr. Psy. That's exactly what you said. And you have said nothing to retract the words themselves. You, sir, are nothing but an insignificant duck's fart of a human being. Heck, I met ESL teachers living in the ass end of Saitama with a Bachelor of Arts in Women's Studies and Art History, with more spine, backbone, and intelligence than you. Can you believe it? More honesty and heart, too. And that's saying a lot, friend. Okay, friends, please leave your comments below. What do you think of Mr. Psy's poor excuse for an apology? What do you think of his so-called explanation for his performance in 2004? What do you think of his behavior throughout the last 8 years when he did nothing at all, to apologize? What do you think of this so-called man? Leave your comments below. Rate, subscribe, give me a thumbs up if you liked the video, found it interesting or entertaining. Personally, I think his apology sounds hollow and meaningless. It sounds like it was written by a publicist. But it don't matter, friends, because he's the one who issued it. He can't blame someone else for it. What next for Mr. Psy as the backlash continues? Is he going to apologize for his apology and then screw that one up as well? Mr. Psy, please, sir, you should immediately give up all the monies you have made with your so-called hit song to these people who have sacrificed so much, because money talks and bullshit walks, and it's about time you did something. Not just your cheap talk and your cheap-ass songs. And I only have one thing to say to you, Mr. Psy. Didn't your ma teach you any manners? Mr. Psy, you're 50 15 minutes of fame are up, and you will now feel the considered wrath of the public, the great publics, as you are cast to oblivion because of your chintzy attitude towards something as serious as this. And I'm not just talking about music, friend. I'm talking about the people who have laid down their lives for the God-given rights of freedom and the ability for you now to criticize members of their family and call for their deaths and murders. That is wrong. The only thing you succeeded in doing, friend, is making Milli Vanilli sound like Beethoven. Okay? Please, friends, rate, subscribe, leave your comments below. What do you think of this piece of shit? What are you going to do to boycott him and any artist that associates with this guy? Let's start a movement, friends. It's about time we put our foot down and remember, let the people of Korea not be sullied by the actions of this one insignificant duck-smart individual. Okay, friends, looking forward to reading your comments. Bye for now.